In today's video, I'll show you how you can get started with an e-commerce website using the Wix platform. So I'll be walking you through everything from setting up your account, adding products to your website, designing your website, and everything else that you need to know in order to launch your e-commerce business using the Wix platform. And if this is your very first e-commerce website that you're building, or perhaps even the first website you've ever done, then this is going to be the perfect tutorial to watch, as I'll be walking through everything in a very beginner-friendly way. So just to make sure that you understand everything that I walk throughout this video. And if you have any questions, you can always leave them in the comments, as I usually try to answer as many comments as I can. So if you have any questions, just leave them in the comments and I'll try to get back to you with an answer on your specific questions. With that being said, let's just jump into today's tutorial and hopefully you guys do enjoy. Okay, so the first thing you have to do is just go ahead and click on the top link in the video description. That will take you to this page right here, where all you have to do is sign up using your email address. So you just put your email address right here that you want to use for your Wix account. Once you've done that, just go ahead and click on Start Now. Once you have signed up for an account, you'll see something similar to this. So what kind of website are you creating? Let's just fill out Online Store right here and click on Next. Right here, we can pick what features we would like on our website, but we can also go ahead and click on Skip down here in the corner. So what I'll do is just go ahead and click on Skip here in the corner as well. Next, we get to pick whether we want the Wix ADI to create the website for us, or if you want to create the website ourselves. I recommend you to actually create it from a template instead of having the Wix ADI automatically create a website for you, as this actually will be kind of a hurdle in case something isn't the way you want it to be. Even though you can make some additional changes in the future, I still recommend you to go with a template. So let's just go ahead and click on Edit with a template right here. Next, we get to pick the theme of our website, so just the overall general theme of our website. Now keep in mind that all the themes right here can be customized to fit your business, so it doesn't really matter what colors or what fonts are used, as you can change this at a later stage. But I would recommend you to go to the section where we have themes that are actually related to e-commerce. So if we go to the store section here, we can see that we have a bunch of different categories as well. So if you already know kind of what type of business you have, so beauty and wellness, food and drinks, you can narrow down your search and find themes that are even more related to your specific business, which is great with Wix because they have so many different themes available. But what I'll do is actually click on Online Store here at the top, and we'll get recommended a bunch of different themes, or the most common ones. So right here we can see that we have accessory stores, and we have some canned drink stores and electronics. So there are a bunch of different ones we can go for. I'm just gonna go with a basic one. So what I'll go for is gonna be the, let's see here, accessory store, this one right here. Now, if I want to have a look at how this theme looks like, I can just go ahead and click on the view section here. And this will give me a preview on how this website actually looks like once it's complete and actually live on the website. This one actually also has some integration with Instagram, which looks great. Overall, I think this theme is going to be a perfect fit for our brand. So if you're happy with the theme that you picked, you can just go ahead and click on Edit this site. If you're not happy with this one, you can just go back to the second tab, have a look around till you find one that you actually like, and then just go ahead and click on Edit. Once you click on Edit, you will open the theme itself in the Wix editor, which I will do right now with the theme that we already picked. Now this will open up another tab right here in the Wix website editor. The Wix website editor might seem frightening at first because there's a lot of different configurations and a lot of different things that you can actually customize on your website, but I'll make sure to walk you through everything step by step. Now once everything has loaded in, we can see all these options. We have Add here at the top. We have menus and pages, where you can see all the different menus that you have on your website, as well as all the different pages that you have. Site design will be more like colors and fonts throughout the website. Adding apps will be similar to the App Store on your phone. You can add different functionalities to your website, and these apps are not necessarily made by Wix. They can also be made by third-party developers. So this can give you some extra functionalities that you might be missing out on. You also have media, and this is a section where you can find all your imagery or videos that you upload to your Wix website. And you can also find free images and free videos from Wix as well. My blog will be the blog section. So if you have a blog on your website, you can edit all your different blog posts, and you can also customize your blog in general. So this is a section you want to go to if you want to customize your blog. My store, similar to the blog section, this is where you're going to customize everything on your store in general. So prices, products, shipping details, all of that will be under the My Store section. Bookings, this is not necessarily going to be relevant for us unless you want to accept bookings for, let's say, customizing a specific hat in this example, or if you are selling something else that can be customized in terms of booking, perhaps you want to offer consultancy, then this can be a great way to actually allow for bookings directly on your website and then just keep it in one single platform. As then for business and business tools, this is going to be more for marketing. So if you want to work with marketing and integrate everything with your Wix website, such as Google Analytics, integrate your Facebook pixel, your TikTok pixel, all of that can be done through the Ascend Business Tools. And they also have some really useful guides on how you can get started with basic SEO, for example. So there's going to be a great section to look at later once your website is actually live and once you are ready to take in customers to your website. Cool. With that being said, we can just go ahead and look at our website in general. So this is what we got at the moment. We have our banner here at the top. And as you can see, as I hover over everything, you can see that it's customizable. Everything kind of changes once you hover over it. And if I do click on something right here, like the strip that we have here at the top or the hero banner, you can see that we get some additional settings for this specific element on this page. We can change the strip background, so the image that we have right here. We can do a background scroll effect, so adding some effects to your elements. We can do a layout as well, so we can split this up into different sections. Stretch basically means that it goes across the whole page, as you can see, as it does right now. If we undo this, we can do a page and we can do margins on here as well. So this is going to be additional settings that you can change if you want to have it like this, for example, or if you want it to be a full screen throughout the page. And if you wanted to change the image right here, all we have to do is click on the button right here. Once we click there, we open up the additional settings for this specific element, where we can either add a basic color as the background, we can add an image, or we can add a video. We can also do some custom settings for the specific image that we already have. So we can add some image opacity on here just to make it easier to read the text that's on top of it. We can position the image as well. So if you want the focal point to be in the corner or if you want it to be in the middle, we can do so as well. So this kind of depends on where the main focal point is in that specific image. We can also change how the image is scaled. So you can be original size, scale to fill, or we can do tile. So that would just basically add a bunch of different images on here. Scale to fill is usually the best option that I recommend you to go for. Going back once again, if we wanted to change this image that we have as a background, we can just click on images right here. Once we click on images, we will open up the image editor in general, where you have all the free images from Wix. Even on here, you can find basically anything you want. So if we search for cap, for example, we can find a bunch of different images on cap, and we can find hat, or we can find cars. You can basically find anything here, and it's all for free, which is great. Specifically, if you want to lower your costs in terms of taking your own photography and things like that. So this is going to be great if you just want to find easy, accessible, high quality images. Now, with that being said, if you wanted to add your own images, it's not really that hard. You have the option right here to upload your own media. So if you click right here, you can just upload a file directly from your computer or through other Wix websites, Google Drive, Facebook, and so on. So you can easily just add your own custom images in here and then just add that image as your hero banner. Now, with that being said, we can go back once again to our e-commerce website. Everything here can be customized, as I mentioned. So if we wanted to update the title right here, we can do so. So we can say never be original. Just as easy as that, we can update the text. We can also change the font size. We can change the font. We can change it to bold or italic or underline. So all of those effects are going to be right here. We have SEO and accessibility as well. And if you want to learn more about SEO marketing, I have a full playlist on it. So make sure you check out the channel for more details about SEO. Now, jumping from the titles itself, we have a button down here, which is a different element where basically you can link to somewhere on your website. So shop now is going to link to, I believe, our current shopping page, but you can also link it to somewhere else on your website. So it says here which page. We can link it to the About Us page or contact page or basically anywhere else on our website. We can even link it to other websites. We can link it to documents, for example. So once someone clicks on the button, it will actually download a document directly to the user. We can do email, phone number, and Lightbox as well. Now with this button, we can also change the design of it. So if we click on the design button right here, we can change how it looks. With your theme, you'll have some themed buttons. So these will always look great with the theme that you have. So you can always look through these. But if you're not happy with the themed buttons, you can also do a custom design as well. So you can change the fill color and opacity on it. You can change the borders on it. So if you want it to be really thick borders, or if you want to change the color of the borders, you can do that right here. You can change the corners as well. So if you want this to be a bit more round, you can change it to, let's say, 10. You can see that the button is a bit more round than it was before. Just make sure that all of the design changes that you make actually fits with the overall theme of the website. So if you start making things round, you want to make sure that it actually fits with your overall fonts and all the other buttons on the website. Because what you don't want to have is multiple different designs in terms of buttons. So let's say you have 10 different designs on your buttons. You're just gonna make the whole website really messy overall. So you wanna make sure that you're at least staying consistent in terms of your overall design. I'm just gonna go ahead and change this back to 0 right here. So we have a square button like that. We have the option to add shadow. If you want shadow on your button, you can do so. You can change the angle, distance, and so much more. So you can see how many details and so many options do you have for each specific element. There's a bunch of things to change here. So really, you can spend a lot of time just walking through these changes, making them, and just finding what fits best for your specific brand. Then finally here we have text as well. So we can change the font once again, the color of the text, and so much more. We also have the hover, so this is basically how the button will look like once you hover over it. So if you want to change that, you also have those options here as well. Cool, that's gonna be it for the buttons. Basically, that's how everything will be in terms of changing overall design elements on your website. It's really straightforward. Same goes for the title down here. And next up, we have an actual e-commerce related element. So in this element right here, we can actually see that we have some additional e-commerce settings. So we can manage products, and we can also choose a collection. So if you wanted in this specific grid gallery, just to highlight a specific collection, you have the option to do so. You also must have some additional settings as with all the other elements. So you can change the design, how many products you want to showcase, the overall layout, settings, the text, overall design, filters. So if you want to be able to show filters here, so users can sort by most popular or by price or whatever it is, those options are all here as well. Now going back, we have sorting. So if you want to do sorting, if you want to do a quick view as well as manage, all of those settings are here. Let's say we wanted to change the overall collection right here. So as we can see, we will have the all products, new arrivals, and special editions. So these are the current collections that we have. If I wanted to change this to new arrivals, for example, I can just click on new arrivals, and that will actually just show our new arrivals that we have in the specific collection. We can also add a new collection. So if I wanted to add a new one, I can click right here. Once we are in the new collection settings, we can just name this collection whatever we want to. And let's say this is the hat drop V1. We can just name it that. And then we can add the products right here that we want to be linked in this specific collection. So if I click on add products right here, we can add these products that we already have on the website. Now, if you haven't uploaded your products yet, which we'll walk through in just a second, they will show up here. Essentially, once they're uploaded, they will show up right here. But let's say these are the products that we wanted to add to this collection. We can just click right here. Then we can go ahead and click on add. We can add a collection image here as well if you want to, but if you don't want to do that, we can just go ahead and click on save, and that will update our collections overall. And then we can just go ahead and click on add now, and then there will be hat drop V1. And this setting will essentially just create another page on your website. So you can create a new page for this collection or add this collection to an existing page. We're just gonna create a new page for this specific collection. That will make it easier for users to find it, and also make it easier for Google to find this specific collection and be able to rank your website for this new collection as well. So what I'll do is just click on create page, and I will actually update the website. So we have an additional page for this specific collection. Now let's just go back. So as you can see, this is going to be the new page, but let's just go back to the home page again so we can update the collection right here. So if we go to choose collection, we can see that we have our new one, which is hat drop V1. We can click on that one, and that will update the collection that we're showcasing right here. So moving on, we have some additional ones. We can add margins on here. So if you want to change the margins, stretch the full width, same as with the heading. If you want it to be smushed into the middle, we can click this button right here, and it will all be centered, and it will all be centered here in the middle. We can also change the product style, so how we actually showcase these products. So we can change it to just an image. We can change it to image with text. It's taking a bit to update here. Let's just see. There you go. That kind of adds a border around it. We can also add it centered, so the text will just be centered below the product. So this all depends on your liking and how you want your website to look like. I kind of like what we had originally, so I'll just go back to the first one. Even here we have some additional settings, so we can align the product information in the middle if you want to. We can align it to the right, and we can just align it to the left as well. We have number of columns, so in this case we only have 4 products in this specific collection, but if we had multiple different products, we could change the number of columns per row. So if we changed it to 5, for example, this would essentially mean that we would have 5 products in one row, and we can also change it to 3, and that would just make it 3 instead. So we'll basically make it 3 up here, and then we'll have 1 down here once it loads in, just like that. I'm just going to go ahead and change it back to 4 again. Then we have number of rows. So if you want to limit the amount of products in this specific collection, you can change the number of rows as well. Spacing between columns can also be changed. Spacing between rows. Product info padding. Above info or info by the side. So we'll just add information on the side right here instead of on the bottom, which make it look like this. I don't really like it, so I'm just going to go back to above info. Then we have image resizing, so we can either crop the images or make them fit. I do recommend you to use images that are the same size for your products just to make it look better, because if you add different sizes for your products, it's not going to look as consistent as this does. So if you want to add images, just make sure they are the same size of your products. Finally, we have image ratio as well, so we can do 69, 3:2, and 4:3, and 1:1. So I'm just going to do 1:1 for this one right here. Some additional settings right here. I'm not sure we're going to walk through all of this because it will be too much detail, but you can walk through these settings. It's going to be very straightforward in terms of changing the overall design or changing the filters or changing the text. So add to cart, you can instead change it to something else. Auto stock, you can change it to something else like coming soon. And load more is basically the button down here, which will show up if you have more products than what you're allowing the layout to show. So in case we limit our columns and rows to less products than what we have in the collections, you will have the option to show more. More products will actually show in once the customer actually clicks on the show more button. But with all that being said, let's just jump back to the general settings of the page. We have some additional settings. We have a button right here. We have the title, which has hashtag Instagram. We can change this to hat drop v1, for example, and then that will essentially just update. We also have the Instagram feed here at the bottom. So if you want to link this to your Instagram feed, you just go to settings. Once you are in the settings, you'll be able to connect it to your business account on Instagram, or you can connect it to a personal account. And as well with any other thing here on Wix, you can change the settings on how you display everything, the settings, text, links, and layout. So there's a bunch of different details here as well. We could show the profile, for example. So this will just show out the additional details about the profile, hashtag feed, and additional settings. Just make sure you walk through all these details in case you want to customize it more, just to make it fit your website better. Once all of that is done, we're basically going to jump over to the more e-commerce settings of the website. Everything else in terms of design, as I mentioned, is very straightforward. So here at the top, for example, if you want to change the free shipping worldwide, you can just go ahead and change the text, or you can delete an element by just right-clicking and clicking on delete. You can also remove the whole section if you want to, this whole banner here at the top. So if I click on delete, it will just be gone, and then we can essentially just stretch this section up here, and that will essentially change the layout of the website. If you make a mistake, you can also do Control and Z, and that will go back. So just undo whatever you just did. So that way, in case you make a big mistake, you can just always go back and undo the mistake that you did on your website. With that being said, let's just jump into the overall e-commerce settings of the site. As I mentioned in the beginning, what we'll have to do is click on the My Store settings here on the side. So once we click on that, we can go ahead and click on Get Started. Right here, we have some additional settings. So Store Manager, we can add products. We can go to our dashboard. We can add our payment methods. We can define our shipping rules. We have store pages, so we added one, which was hat drop v1. We also have the general shopping page. If you wanted to change the settings of these pages, you have the settings, you can rename, you can hide, as well as delete. And you also have the hat drop v1 here as well. Add store elements, so this will be specific things like the element that we just added. So if I go back to the home page, I can show you some of these. So if I go back to my store and add store elements, add product gallery. If I drag this and drop it to our page, now we don't have any white space here, but that's fine. It's just going to be on top, which will make it look a bit messy, but at least we can see what I just did. So I just added this element, and as before, you can change the size of it and you can move it around somewhere else on the website. And then you can also go ahead and delete it just to get rid of it. We also have some additional elements that we can add. So we have a product slide gallery, related products. This will be perfect for your product pages because you can add recommendations of products that are related to that specific product, just to try to upsell your customers on specific things that might be related to that product, or just to recommend them something else in case they like something else better. You also have one single product widget, so in case you want to highlight one specific product, you can do so as well. You have two of these right here. You have the shopping cart, you have add to cart buttons, you have currency converters you can use, and then you have some additional apps that you can install. So this is going to be from the App Store. If you want to use Printful, you can add that, Shippo, Wix site search, model list dropshipping. There are a bunch of settings in here that you can add. So there's going to be so many customizations that you can do. So just make sure you have a look around and get used to everything on the website and just check everything out. And eventually you'll kind of figure your way around how to use certain things. Learn more. This could be a help center, so in case you have any issues, you will always find a lot of details in here. Specifically, if you have very niche issues, usually you can find some sort of answer right here in the Wix Help Center. So going back to the store manager, we're just going to go ahead and add our first product to our website. So what we'll do is just click on add products right here. Once we have clicked on add products, you can see all the current products that we have live on the website. All of these are just products that were imported with the theme itself. But if we wanted to add our own product right here, what we'll have to do is just click on add new product here at the top. We can either do a digital file or a physical product. So if you're selling digital files, obviously go with this section right here, but if you're selling physical ones, just click on physical here as well. Once you are in the product customization settings, you can name the product. So this could be our cap v1, so that's going to be the title of our specific product. Then we can add images of our product or videos or both. I'm just going to go ahead and click on add an image. Once we're in this section, we can either upload our own images, but because I don't have any product images of this specific product, what I'll do is just go over to media from Wix. In here, I can just search whatever I want once again, and let's just say this is the product image that we want to use. So I can just go ahead and click add to page, and that will add the product image right here. We can also add it to a collection straight away. So if I wanted to add it to hat drop v1, I could do so by just clicking here. Once that is done, we can add more images if we want to. Then we have some additional settings. So once again, the name of the product, we can add a ribbon. So this could be, for example, as it says, new arrival or free shipping or 50% off. So if you want to add a ribbon, you can do it here. Then you have the product description. So the product description will basically just be whatever you want it to be. So add all the product information, giving some details about the product, how it's made, what type of materials. If it is a sweater or a clothes, for example, you might want to add some sizing guides, or just overall size charts can be added in here as well. So you have a lot of options in terms of what you can do with the overall product description. And I would recommend you to add a lot of information about your product, just give your customers more details about what they're actually buying, and just to limit any questions that the customer might have before making a specific purchase. So just make sure you're answering all the questions here in the description. You also have additional info sections, and this is also great if you want to add sections like return policy or carry instructions, as it says right here. So this will basically be a drop-down section which you can add additional information. So if you wanted to add a size guide in here instead, you can just add size, and then you can add the size chart. You can even add a table in here. So if you wanted to add a table, you can do so right here, and then you can say size, and we can do small, and then we do medium, and then we can do Here we can do the measurement, so 120 centimeters here, and then let's say the medium is 150 centimeters. So that would just give the customer extra details about everything, and you can structure it in a nice way for the customers as well. So I'm just going to go ahead and click on OK right here, and that will add that specific section. Once again, going down, we have some pricing details. So here you can set up the price for your product. You can see the My Store is currently set to Swedish SEK, but you can also customize this in case you want to charge your customers in US dollar, for example. So you can always do this in the settings of your store. And those settings will be down here. So as you can see, we have settings. We can change the actual settings here on what prices we want to charge. So if you want to change this later, you can always change it to something else. In this case, I'm just going to say this is 50 SEK. We can also add these products on sale. So if we have a sale, we can just click on this right here and we can add a 10% discount, and that will just automatically give you the new price with the new discount. And you can also change the discount to SEK. So if I want it to be 25, say dollars off, the new price will be 25. So it just automatically adds all the changes for you. And you can do this in bulk as well in case you want to add a whole collection on sale. You can just do it automatically. So that's going to be a nice feature for you to use, specifically if you have a lot of products on your website. Then we have show price per unit. So if we do show price per unit, we can add a total product quantity in here in grams, and we can do base unit as well. So this depends on what kind of measurement you want to use. You can do kilos and you can do milligrams, for example. So if you want to add those specific units, you can do so as well. Now, another nice feature in Wix is that you can add a cost of goods in here. So that will kind of give you an idea of your profit within the Wix itself. So let's say this product cost me 5 SEK to produce. Actually gives me an 80% margin on this specific product, which is great. So this is just a nice way for you to track it. In case you don't track it anywhere else, you at least have Wix to track it for you. Going down, we have custom text. So this can be if you're selling a personalized item, perhaps for my specific caps, I'm allowing customers to add their own text here at the top. I can ask them to send what text they want to be added on the hat itself, or if they are allowed to send images or logos to be added. Things like that can be added with the custom text section. Moving on, we have product options. So this can be if you're selling in different sizes, like I mentioned. So if we change this to size, and then we can do small, we might even want to do it like this. We do small, medium, and large in here. Perfect. So we can do add, and then we can also add colors. If you sell this specific product in different colors, you can add that as well. Then I'm just going to go ahead and click on add, and then we have the size right here. What you can also do here is that if your options vary in price, you can actually click this right here, and that way you can change the prices of certain sizes, or let's say another color is more expensive. You have all those options here. You can also add the stock that you have in these products. So if you want to change it to in stock or out of stock, you have all those options for your different options, which makes it a lot easier, specifically if you're just selling different variants of one single product. Another cool feature that you can add is connect your images. So if you're selling, let's say, 2 different colors of a t-shirt, you can actually connect the images. So when a user selects the white t-shirt will show up on the product page. And if they select the red t-shirt, the red image will show up. So that's a nice feature just to make it clear for the user what product they're actually buying, as it will be directly linked to the actual product that they're buying. Now moving down, we have some additional settings. We have inventory and shipping. So here you can also track the inventory directly through Wix, but if you don't want to track it through Wix, you can just change it to in stock or out of stock. But if you want to track the inventory, you can just add your inventory here. Let's say you have 50 in stock. And that way, once you sell a product, this will just decrease for every sale that you make. And then you can also go in manually and update it in case you have a new delivery. You can just update this inventory here as well. And the final settings will be creating a subscription. So let's say you're selling a subscription box on, let's say, skincare products. You can just create a subscription right here. Let's say monthly or quarterly or yearly. And that way you have reoccurring payments that are made automatically for you. So the customer would just automatically pay for the next upcoming subscription. And that's just a great way if you want that reoccurring revenue and if you are going for a subscription type of service. Cool. That's basically all that we have, all the settings that we have for one specific product. The process will then be exactly the same for any other product. So you can just go through all of these settings and update them as you want it to. And then once it all is done, you can just go ahead and click on save. And once you click on save, that product will be live on the website as well. Cool, now that we know how to add products to our Wix website, we are gonna jump over to payment methods, which is even highlighted here at the top as well. So what we want to do is just click on add a payment method here at the top. Once we are in the payment method settings, we can change our business location. So depending on your business location, you will have different payment options. So in Sweden here, for example, we have Stripe, PayPal, and manual payments. I would recommend you to use Stripe, but depending on your country, obviously just select the payment method that is the most common in your country, just to make it easier for your customers to actually pay for their products. In this case, let's say we want to use Stripe. All we have to do is just click on connect right here. Once we click on connect, we'll have to sign up for a Stripe account. And once we are signed up, our account is approved, we can just connect it to Stripe directly. Once we are done with our Stripe integration, we can just go back once again, and that will be directly live on your website. We're just going to walk through some of the other settings here that we have on the e-commerce settings. So we have store products, as we already walked through. This is where you'll manage your products, inventory, collections, and so forth. Going into orders, this is where you'll see all the orders on your website as well as your abandoned carts. So this page right here will be where all of your orders will come in. You can fulfill the orders through here as well. But what you can see right here is that we actually have to update our package in order to start taking in orders on our website. So what we're going to do right now is actually upgrade our package. So if we click on upgrade now, we'll open up another tab with the different packages that we have here on Wix. So for business and e-commerce, you want to make sure you go to these plans right here. If you're just getting started, I would recommend you to go with the business basic setup. So this will give you everything you need to run your store. You will also get a free domain for your website as well, which is a great deal, specifically if you don't have a domain already. If you do have a domain, you can at least get an additional domain, which is great. If you just want to have two different domains, you can link it in two different ways. But overall, I would recommend you to go with the business basic if you're just getting started. If you're moving your business from somewhere else, maybe go with the business unlimited or the business VIP. But just make sure you check these different benefits with the different packages and go with the one that fits your business the best. Then just go ahead and click on select, set up your payments, and once that is done, you'll unlock all the new features or the premium features that comes with your business basic package or one of the other packages right here. Once that is done, we can go ahead and check on the abandoned carts. So this is basically carts that people who have added a product to their cart but they haven't finalized their purchase. All of those will show up right here. You can also add automations, so in case someone forgets to finalize their purchase but they have added a product to their cart, you can send them an email, you can remind them through text. So those are features that you can set up right here, and it's going to be super easy for you to do so. So you can even see the button right here, turn on automation. So just click this button and you can follow the setup process, and once that is on, you can actually send those reminders to your customers. The next setting that we have is gift cards. So as it says, is basically gift cards for your store. So if you want to sell gift cards, you can just add the gift cards right here. Then you can set up different amounts that you want to be able to sell. And as you can see in the example here, recipient, email, delivery date, recipe name, sender's name, and a gift message overall. So this is going to be a great way if you want to add gift cards to your website as well. Jumping down, we have the subscription settings. As I mentioned already, you can add subscriptions. We also have contact, communication, automations, marketing and SEO, which we're not going to walk through. We have finances, which will see all the different payments made throughout your website. And then you also have the channel. So you can connect your Wix website to different channels. So let's say you want to integrate it with Facebook shop, the Facebook shop. You can link your products to your Facebook page directly, and customers can actually shop through your Facebook page. Same goes with Instagram, eBay, branded app, mobile app, as well as your website as well, which will just automatically be your main source of your products. And we also have the additional settings. This is going to be the overall general settings for your website. So general settings, you can do website settings. So the name of your website, your favicon, the domain for your website, all of that will be in here. Business information, this will be the name of your business, address, and so on. Language and region, this is where if we want to change the currency, for example, we can change that right here, as you can see. So if I wanted to change this to USD, I can just change it right here and then got it. And then we just update and click on save. And that will directly update the currency of all the products throughout the website. Now going back again, we have roles and permissions in case you want to add other people to your website. If you're already running a business and you want to be able to add your employees on here to make them able to update the name of the products or change the stock or change the pricing, you can add people right here. Members and login security. This will be different profiles that your customers can make on the website. So that will be additional settings for that. Accepting payments, that's what we already walked through, where we connected to Stripe or your payment methods. You can also add additional payment methods in here. Shipping and fulfillment, so here you can actually define your shipping details. So we can actually go into shipping and details and add our own shipping right here. So Wix actually already comes loaded with 2 different shipping options. So this will be our domestic one, which, because my business is located in Sweden, will be domestic for Sweden. And then we have international, which is going to be for the rest of the world. You can see both of these options are free shipping, but if we wanted to edit them, we can just go ahead and edit, or we can add a different region here at the top. Now, if I wanted to change the international one, I can click right here, but also highlighting if you only want to ship domestically, for example, you can just add your country and then you can just make the other one offline. And that way you can only order the products if you're in your domestic country. Now going ahead and changing the settings for the international shipping that we have here on the website, as you can see, we can add different destinations. So perhaps if you're not sending your products to the whole world or every country, you can just add them as a list. So perhaps we only send our products to Argentina, Albania, and let's see here, Austria, Azerbaijan, see what else. Maybe we send them to the United States and United Kingdom. So we can add that here as well. And let's say we also send it to Denmark. Cool. So then I can remove the rest of the world. And if I remove the rest of the world, only these countries will be able to purchase our products because these are the only countries that we ship to. So this is great if you're only shipping to certain countries because of restrictions or because of the shipping cost being too high. You can change all of those countries right here in these settings. Then moving down, you can add free shipping, or you can add different rates. You can do flat rate, rate by weight, rate by price, or rate by product. A certain price will cost more depending on how heavy they are. I usually go for free shipping because it will just make it easier for the customer and they're more likely to purchase your product. But if you want to go into the settings here and change to a flat rate or rate by weight, if you have really heavy product, for example, this is going to be perfect for you. But in my case, I'm not selling very heavy products, so free shipping will be perfect and will make the customers more likely to actually purchase our products. Now we can also change the name of this options, but I'm just going to keep it as free shipping, but you can name this whatever you want to. Then you can add the estimated delivery time, which will be hard specifically for international products, but I'm just going to say it's 10 to 20 days in here. So 10 to 20 days, and then we can add the rate, but we don't have a rate because it's free shipping. And then we can also add local delivery if you want to. So in case you have a local warehouse or a local shop, you can allow for local delivery or local pickup, and that way it'll just make it more easy for the customers to actually pick up their products. But if you don't have that, there's no way to add it. But if you actually want to allow your customers to pick up their products themselves, you have the options down here. But once that is done, we can just go ahead and click on save, and once that's updated, our new shipping rules are applied to all the products throughout the website. Now going back to the settings once again, we have some additional settings to walk through. So we have shipping and fulfillment. That was the one that we walked through. We have taxes. So here you have some additional settings about your taxes in your country. So if you want to edit those settings, you can just click right here. Checkout settings. So if you want your customers to give you specific information, like let's say you want all your customers to give you phone number, you can make it a mandatory setting. So everyone will just give you their phone number for the shipping details, for example. So if you want to customize all of that, you have the settings here. Order settings, so you can change the invoices and how everything is sent out. So if you want to send the confirmation email, for example, so all of that will be in these settings here. Checkout policy, so if you update your policies for your store, you have that here as well. Product price settings, and you have invoices and quotes, inbox settings, notifications, and so many more settings right here. But that is basically going to be it for all the settings for your website. Once you're happy with all the changes, Once you have your Wix plan, so upgrade from the free one, you can also connect your domain. And once all the settings are done, once your design is done, and once you're done with adding all the products and updating all the colors and fonts and adding all the information, all you have to do is click on publish right here. Once the website is published, it will be live and your customers can actually start shopping your products on your website. Now that is basically going to be it for this tutorial. There are obviously more things that you can customize in here. You have the About Us section, for example. You want to make sure you update everything here in terms of the sign, the images, the titles, the text. So just make sure you walk through everything one by one. Once everything is just perfect, you can just go ahead and publish the website live. But remember, there's always going to be things that you want to add or customize. So even though you're not 100% ready, I would recommend you just to publish your website live and try it out. And also don't forget to check the mobile version of your design as well, just to make sure that everything looks great both on desktop and on mobile as well. And if you already imported a theme, everything will already look great on both mobile and desktop. So if you add a theme, it's just going to be easier for you to actually make sure that everything looks great. But if you make some major changes to the overall design, definitely make sure that it looks great on mobile as well. And that is going to be it for today's video. Thank you all for watching. If you did enjoy it, please make sure to leave a like down below. And if you want more content like this one, make sure you are subscribed to the channel as well. Now, if you have any questions about your Wix e-commerce website, just leave them in the comments and I'll try to help you as best as I can. And if you also want, you can join our Discord channel, which is completely free to join. And you'll find that link down in the video description as well. With that being said, thanks again for watching and I'll see you guys in the very next video here on the channel.